Hello, everybody, and welcome to Google Hangouts for Premeds. My name is Osborne. I work for a company called INQUARTA, and it's my great pleasure to invite you guys all into this Google Hangout session. What I want to talk about today is really about the struggle for the medical school personal statement. And I think there's a lot to say about struggle relative to the medical school personal statement. And so what I want to start with is some of the more obvious pieces of struggle. I think we are all good at obvious, but let me go ahead and just speak to those issues. And then I'm going to invite you guys to give me some insights as well about what's going on for you. And then ultimately, I hope to be able to answer your questions regarding personal statement development and your worries or concerns about your medical school personal statements. And and we'll see where it takes us. So before I begin talking about the medical school personal statement and its struggle developing it, I am about to write an article on the top 5 hassles for a pre-med. Now, I don't know what you think a hassle means, but I kind of have an intuitive understanding what a hassle is. I'm hoping that you guys will come up with one or two, just, top of mind, just right off the top of your head, a hassle. If you would do me a favor, just shout out, what's your top hassle as a pre-med?
Long process.
Oh, long process. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's a hugely long process. I would be much happier if we could just apply and get an answer in a month. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Sure.
That would be great. Or if you didn't have any prereqs to worry about, you could just apply, kind of a little bit like high school to college transition. There were some prereqs you had to do at high school, and you had to do the SAT, but you really didn't have a whole lot of prereqs unless you wanted to do some specific stuff. You can apply to any college almost that you wanted to. So there's a couple differences. It's a long process, and there are a lot of steps in the process along the way. So that's one big hassle. Another top hassle.
Can I go again?
Yeah.
I would say writing the application and especially writing all the parts and trying to make it perfect so that apparently colleges will like it.
Yeah,
even though
exactly.
you're just yourself.
That's really, really cool, right? So number one, it's an application you've never seen before, so that's kind of unfair. Number two, the application itself is very detailed, kind of daunting. And then number three, if you make any mistakes anywhere, it feels like super high risk. So if I make one typo in one spot, then I feel like I've ruined it, my life is over, I'll never be a doctor, and I feel fat, right? So, so we're trying to not have those problems as much as possible. I will say this, that medical schools understand, a typo here and there is not that big a deal. So I wouldn't be too worried if you discovered that you have a wrong word in an essay somewhere deep buried into your application. So that big a deal. Lots of mistakes, sure, but one, nobody really cares. It's fine. Okay, so one more top hassle. And if you just joined us, let's see who just joined us. It's Shivam. Hi, Shivam. If you just joined us, I'm talking about, before I get into the personal statement stuff, I just want to take a quick poll, like the top hassles that you've experienced as a pre-med. Shivam, you want to give me just one idea about a top hassle?
Too much competition in classes, I guess.
I like that. Too much competition in classes. Yeah, that's really good. There's a lot of competition in classes, and the classes themselves tend to be graded on a curve. It's a bell curve. It's supposed to be a normal distribution. There's a whole bunch of kind of BS behind that, and you feel like you're getting weeded out by a bunch of classes, like the famous OChem weed out for many schools, and some people it's the physics weed out for some schools. So that's another big hassle, is weed out classes and feel a feeling of competitiveness in college. Doesn't really feel great.